Phew. That game had it all. Leicester, well, Leeds won, Leicester won, still in the relegation scrap. This was our opportunity to come clear. It's not quite happened. I think the most important thing before we analyse the game, go into the table, it was a pretty even game, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, the most important thing, let's have a look at the table. So I've refreshed it just before we came live. Southampton on 24, Nottingham Forest on 27. Everton, my God, is that going to be a massive game now on 28 and us on 29. Now, we could have really done with those 3 points just to basically put it in so we could be close towards Bournemouth and put Leeds towards that relegation zone. A point doesn't really help either of us out, but I'll take it over losing the game because it was quite a fair game. Let's be honest. There were some moments where we could have done more with the ball, points where they should have done more with it. A point is probably a fair reflection. 2 at times, teams that had energy but didn't really string 2 passes together, didn't really put chances away. So I guess that is the fair result. I think there's credit to Dean, which we'll get into a second in terms of his tactics and everything. But again, leave your comments down below and I'll be able to I'll try and respond to them as much as possible and bring them up on stream as well. And just get stuck into else he believes in. Daka could have made the pass earlier and shot yourself. It's one of those things. I'm not blaming Daka too much about it. Vardy was offside. Ifs, buts, and maybes, mate. Because the thing is, again, Derek's saying the same thing. If only Vardy could have stayed offside. But then, by that same logic, if only that they went into the opposite position and Bamford put that goal away, then it's 2-2. So swings and roundabouts, mate. Football is a chance you make, you take the opportunities, and you have to go for them. I am stressed. That game stressed me out. At the first half, again, the fact that I thought we went to the Tillerman's Thunderbolt, I was like, add another one. The commentary that I was watching mentioned that, oh, yes, that's goal of the season. I was like, you blatantly haven't been watching Yuri Tillerman's this season because, my God, the goal against Everton, the goal against Wolves, I want to say as well, unbelievable. Just I'm all over the place at the moment. Let's set up 4-2-3-1. Let's get into that because again, we were in the position where this could have been a lot worse. We set up with a 4-2-3-1. Get into individual positions and individual. So again, it wasn't a great performance, but neither was Wolves. But we won. We set with a 4-2-3-1. 2 wingers this time instead of playing Jamie Vardy up top and Kelechi in the 10. We played James Madison came into the team. I think looked good. I'll talk about the set piece and corners in a second. Tete, what do you guys think? Tete's the jury's out still. I can't decide if I really like him. I think he's got quality, but I've just not seen it enough from him. But we were saying the same thing about Samore. I think in the first half, I want to go through Samore, I thought was great. There was just points where both teams bam, 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 bam. One side to the other, to the other, to the other. And no, they couldn't string 2 passes together. They both had opportunities, both couldn't take them. I thought it was really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Jeff's in the chat again. Shout out to Jeff. Make sure you check out Fox Report. Probably have something on this for his stream as well. So make sure you go and check him at Fox Report. Voice kind of screaming that second goal, mate. When that went in, I had the biggest inhale of breath ever. I was like, I can't believe it. And it was offside. People are mentioning if only Vardy stay onside, and if we should have passed himself. If buts and maybes, people. This is football. Put the ball in the back of the net onside. That's how you win games. So at the end of the day, Abdul's here as well. Shout out Abdul. Hopefully you're well, mate. Only because we won the game, but I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'm happy in terms of the fact that we've got a point, but we have to look at the Premier League table like that as well. We have to look at the Premier League table where we are at this moment in time because it's not looking great. It's not bad. It's just it could be a lot worse. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, look, we're 1 point off the relegation zone. We are 1 point from going down. And bearing in mind, they've got yet to play. I don't know who Everton have got. Nottingham Forest and Southampton. This means potentially we could drop back into the relegation zone if they win, if Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Everton win, which I hope they don't, Then we drop into relegation zone again. Leeds are still in it. So yeah, I'm disappointed that we didn't win, but considering the chances we gave up, the defending at times, the back line, I mean, I still want to give shout out to Sionchu. I think he led that back line. He wasn't as good as when he was against Wolves, but I still think he had a good performance. Fast looked good, and then he wasn't. I want to mention one player. A player that we bought in January that I'm really kind of disappointed with, but I know he's a good player. I just haven't seen him over the last few games. That's Christensen. I don't want to call him out. He's 20. He's got a lot of developing, a lot to do. And what I really loved about him was his ability to go on that left-hand side, run forward, support the winger. In this match, he looked feeble. He looked a bit weak. He looked a bit shy and like in his shell a little bit. And that is to be expected from a 20-year-old. But I think he also was subbed, I think, at half time against Man City. I think he was subbed at half time. Some things I don't know if he fits a Dean Smith's team, but I have to call him out a little bit. Not to go, I have to go over him, but I'm concerned because at times he would have been really good, but didn't quite hit it. And then again, getting some people in the chat. Antonius is here again. If you ever see me wearing some of the stuff, I think I wore it in the last video as well. They've got some really good stuff on Hellenic Foxes. So again, they've got some merch as well. You'll need to clean sheet to win the game. We're desperate, and we are, mate. We are absolutely desperate. It's a fantastic by Antonius to mention. We need a clean sheet. We do need something because we are the only. I think I saw some race. We're the only team in the top 5 leagues of top European football to not have a clean sheet since the World Cup, which is really concerning. The goal that they scored was a great goal, but again, coming back to it, Christensen should have done better. And we nearly had Jack Harrison, and he kind of showed why we probably should have bought him. That performance was from him to create the goal. It was inch perfect for Sinistero to put on a plate. It was frustrating, and there's positives, but we are still, I repeat, this is the most important table out of all of them. There we go. Not big enough. That's big enough. That's the most important table. Of everything we talk about, this is the most important table. And at there, we are out of the relegation zone. It might come down to goal difference, and our goal difference is better than all of theirs. So the Everton game is absolutely crucial. If we win that, then we separate that gap. I know this game was a must win. This is a must win. If we don't win that, the season might be over. Even though Everton have a hard running as well. We have to go and we have to give everything behind the boys and on Monday. Everything, because that game is everything to us. It has to be. So yeah, leave me your thoughts. Leave me your thoughts down below. I'll try and get them in. I don't like Tete. He's got skills. I don't know if I don't like him. I've just not seen enough. At times, a little bit. I just want him to take on a man and go. Take on a man, left foot, right foot, like we saw what we all got hyped about when he was going to join. Again, we'll wait to the end of the season, see what happens in terms of are we going to sign him long term. The jury's out for me. And from what I've heard as well, the scouts weren't impressed with him. They said he's all right, but he's not incredible. Tyler said Vardy's chronically offside. He's not chronically offside because he scored a goal. But it's the minor details, it's the small margins, and that's what we didn't get for this one. Highbury's in, a pre-list will be relegated, and they are too good. Doesn't matter, mate. This too good to go down merit is nothing. The fact at this moment in time, you could say the other teams, you could look at them and go, Everton is too good to be relegated. Potentially even Leeds are too good to be relegated. Bournemouth are good enough to be relegated, but they probably won't be. It's just them few points that's going to take us up. So I don't appreciate that. Appreciate your comment, but I don't really agree with that bit. A little worried that the fact that Kelboard is going, I really am. And the fact that he soldiered on and got the goal. I mean, what a guy. What a guy. He assists when he's injured. The fact that he's coming in and he just taps it and he goes, right, I'm going down to set up Maddison, to set up Vardy. How can you not love the guy? How can you not? Complete wild card. And I'm really glad that out of the 3 strikers, Dean Smith decided to start Iheanacho. Really glad. But he made the change we come on as well. But yes, so coming into some of the earlier games, we'll get onto that later. What was I going to say? There was a moment in the 17th minute against Walk fine margins where I think again Iheanacho puts the ball over. Maddison just doesn't get to it. Stretches, can't get into it. Iheanacho with a phenomenal ball, not phenomenal ball, a really good ball in, and it just at that point. Before they scored, we were the team on top. We were the team pushing. And it seemed like a very similar situation to Wolves, where we were on top. We weren't quite doing it for me. We weren't quite hitting the heights. And I said on top first half. But again, we let ourselves loose and they scored. Sinisterra, like, it's not good. And one thing I mentioned as well, just before the second half, we need to be better in midfield. Samore was good, and Tillemans looked like he was being dragged all over the place. The physicality at times was lacking from, I think, all the midfield, and we didn't secure that midfield. And we need to dominate in that second half, especially in that final third. We saw a little bit of it. I mean, I can show you the heat map and things later on, but things as we go along. But yeah, I'm frustrated, but I'm happy. But I'm still not happy because the relegation zone only 1 point away. We were 20th. We could be back to 20th if they get a win. So it's important to play well. If Christian could play well, Barnes would have scored. Barnes looked off. I think in the first half, Ayling got a yellow card. And I thought, this is your opportunity, Barnes. Take him on, one-on-one. You know how Vardy came on and he went, right, Cooper was on yellow. Get into him, mess him up, make sure to stay on that man and make sure that you're going to potentially get him a red if you're coming down. If you're going to get in the position, take a red make him get a red. Barnes needs to do the same thing to Ayling, and he didn't. Barnes is a player we need in that second half to step up, and he didn't. I'm frustrated. I think there was 57 minutes where that ball went over. I think it was offside. Nacho gets it, passed it to Barnes, and Barnes just goes... and I'm frustrated because that could have been. I've put rubbish, man. Just test Meslier. Just test him. We didn't even test him. Barnes, we need to do better. You are better, and if we are going to survive, there are going to be certain people that are going to drag us kicking and screaming. One person is Yonchu, Samore, Vardy looks like he's another one as well. Barnes and Maddison. That's the spine of the and Iverson. That spine of the team that we need to keep us in the Premier League, and make no mistakes about it. It's going to be a hard running. We're going to have to rely on other teams losing. There's been a thing of, yes, it's out of our control, Drawing a game like this, which I think we deserve a draw overall. I think Leeds fans will probably agree they deserve a draw overall as well. But it's not good enough for what we were at the moment. So Everton's schedule, thanks Tyler. Newcastle at home, us away. Oh, they got Newcastle at home. Yeah, please, Newcastle, absolutely smash them. Hopefully another Tottenham result for them. Us, Brighton away, Man City home, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home to end the season. It's close. It's really, really close. That's not an easy running. And considering they're below us, we've got to hope that they lose every game and we can pick up some points. Our running, for those of you that aren't aware, because 5 games now, people, 5 games, that's all we've got. 5 games to save our season. Now, it's not out of our hands, but it kind of is. Let me get this up. So, again, the next match coming up, again, we're going to try and figure out a few, but with the fact that it's Mondays really messes up. Monday, we're playing Everton. After that, Fulham, who I believe lost to Wolves today. Correct me if I'm wrong. Liverpool at home, Newcastle, and then West Ham. The matches just on. They're just 1 match a week now. The only thing I could say is that the fact that match we just played was on a midweek, and we just played on a Monday. Now I've only got 1 game a week until the end of the season, and the only other teams that have got more than that, there's a couple of others, but also there is West Ham have Europe bearing in mind as well. I think they're pretty much safe. In terms of I think some of the teams are completely safe as well. So, like, I think Wolves won today, they're safe. Crystal Palace are on 37, they're safe. West Ham just on the cusp of that, they're nearly safe. They've managed to pick up a little bit of form. We just need to go and see if we can join them. The sooner we get to that sweet 37 points, and I'll be a little bit more. I'll be happier. But yeah, let's get back into your comments and let's see what you guys are saying as well. Apologies if the camera's a little bit fuzzy. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because I move around so much. But that's how I'll talk. Dagger and Vardy need to start up top, which don't create enough chance with Barnes and Tete to sit back. Yeah, I don't think that they particularly sat back. I thought they won the midfield a lot more as well. I'm going to try and get that camera to focus or something. I think that's improved. No, it's not. Yeah, the fact that Dean Smith made the changes at 70 minutes, he brought off Tete and brought off Barnes, who both need to take their man on one, and they didn't do that enough in the game and didn't put the chances away that we needed to. There was sloppy passes, I think, throughout from both teams. So again, it's criticism of Leicester, but also criticisms of Leeds, where I don't think it was good enough. And then again, it had to be Vardy that scored the goal. It just had to be. Second goal of the season. When we need him, the talisman, we called up for him, he delivered. And he could have had a couple more if he stayed on side. And I'm frustrated because he's the kind of person we're going to need to get us out of this relegation battle. He really is. So, yeah, I mean, one thing to mention as well, double save from Melier again for I think Iheanacho hit it, and then Daka hit it, but it was just into his chest. Good save by Melier, but again, it's another opportunity we kind of squandered. But we needed to. I've put more of that. We need more. We need more. We need more. Don't sit back on one. If we miss, we need to go for another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to go for more and more opportunities. We did see that. So the fact that Dean made the substitution, I would argue it was slightly too late. Made it 70 minutes. We probably should have made it 60. And we've seen Dean made substitutes at half time if we need to. I'm not saying make it half time, but after 60 minutes, probably would have done it. And maybe that would have been the case. One thing I want to mention as well, from set pieces, we've been nowhere near good enough. The amount of free kicks we had, and we had 0 opportunities from it. We squandered the wide, we hit the wall. And there was one opportunity, I think, in the first half where Maddison was putting it between 2 teams. And I'm like, come on, Madders. We need you in these moments to turn up. And he didn't. When he was on the pitch, he was playing kind of the Jack Grealish role of getting the fouls and buying the fouls. When it comes to set piece, we know how good Maddison is, which I was so frustrated with this one. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But Dorco's in the chat. Shout out Dorco. Hopefully you're well, mate. Barnes have been switched. They're both on the wrong side. Can't get across the play-in. Stop them cutting inside and then passing it back. I don't know if they're on the wrong side. They're just lacking. They're just lacking confidence. The thing is, they've got a few days off now. Have one day off or a couple of days off to rest, recuperate, and then we go full out. Operation Kitchen Sink against Everton. We've got to go and clown them, smash them at home, and hopefully we can get a clean sheet in that as well. Don't think we will, but I'm really hoping that we do as well. Something I've noticed this season, we're really bad. We play at nights. I think we've lost most of those games. Mate, that doesn't matter because we've lost most of the games in general. I think we've got 20 losses this season, so we lose them as well. I don't know. Villa are up to 5th. Whoa! Really? Villa up to 5th? Oh my god, they're going for Champions League. That's unreal. Up the Villa. Shout out to Sean, man. Villa up to 5th. Oh my god. And then, yeah, we're Monday, Sunday. Very weird, yeah. The fact that we've only got one game a week, that's all good. Zachary thinks you're going down. I think you can't spell. So fair enough. Up to you, mate. Come back with type it into Google, you'll be able to find the right translation. I can't lie, I'm very disappointed as Chester, so shout out Chester. I'm very disappointed with the result. We're pretty much for most of the game. At least we didn't lose. That's it. At least we didn't lose. But again, so Everton is a must win. It's a must win in order to get us out of this position where we currently are. It has to be. We have to put that nail in the coffin and make them feel hopeless. But this is this is Sean Dyche we're talking about. If it was Frank Lampard, I'd feel differently. Also, seeing Vardy score is the best feeling. I'm hoping this is the beginning of the run. This is a Jamie Vardy that we need. I think that's the case as well. Too often we deserve to draw, win last 3 months, not complaining about a point. I guess so, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. If you get the wins, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I think we just need to play now. We've got a formation that works, 2 up top, or Zaka at a right, left wing, and then kind of cutting in and becoming that player. I think that's the case. I'm hoping the injury to Iheanacho isn't too bad. And yeah, Vardy nearly got the 83rd goal, 83rd minute goal. I'm just so disappointed. It just nearly happened. If buts and maybes, on the other end, 89 minutes, Everson keeps that off the line. I just went, wow. His distribution at times wasn't good. It reminded me very much of Casper, but then he's making some great saves with kids keep them out. Christensen was playing well as well. I think that I've only clocked in this match. They're both Danish. They probably know each other from the academy as well, or from the Danish national team, from the youth. And then Bamford missing that 89th minute goal. I don't know how. I was like, game's over. I saw that if you pause it over, I was like, that's in the XG. That's I was like 90% chance of that going in. And Bamford's just looking. I'm like, I don't know how you saved that. So a combination of a few moves we made, the offside goal we should have scored with Tielemans, but it wasn't. A combination of those didn't work in our favor, but they had their opportunity as well. I just want to pull up kind of the heat map. I want to see where we are as well. So for this, for Leeds, let me bring it up as well. So so we've got this in there as well. So again, we talk about attacking momentum. We did have more of the ball at times. For me, especially in the first half, you could probably see by the heat map or the lines. I'm not very good at analytics. Later on, we should have done more with that. We were holding the ball in the middle third. The passes wasn't heading off, and we need to be stronger and better with the passes. We need to use the width better. We need to use Daka and Barnes and Tete a lot more, which we didn't do. We need to get the ball into Maddison a lot more, which I don't think we did enough. And at times when Iheanacho was dropping so far deep, we needed a central striker, and there just wasn't somebody. So we needed Barnes and Tete to be further up. So as you can see in the second half, we had a lot more attacking opportunities. They had a couple of opportunities, and that one literally at the end, we'll have to see. But yeah, we have to again. Ethan's put in the chat again. Shout out to Ethan. Thanks for joining. Point is good. Point is, I wouldn't say it's good. Point is okay, but we are waiting on other teams to lose, and that's not how I want it to be. A point will take Leeds. Will take them. We'll take them. He mentioned we didn't deserve the win. If we would have lost that, I think it would have been a lot worse because we're looking at going crap ball. Because again, it would have been a lot worse. But the positive is we have Everton, and Everton we have to beat, and they will be in exactly the same position as to us. They will go, we will do anything to beat you, and stay in the Premier League. And we have to have everything ready to go. We have to have prime everybody. We need to hustle and fight. And one thing I was missing as well from free kicks and corners, I was thinking Suter could be really useful here. As his size and his Fraser, his stature and his frame and his heading ability, he would be a great one for that. I don't know if it will happen, to be honest. Going forward, I don't think we'll see a settled team. I think if Iheanacho wasn't injured, we'll probably see a similar team. But now we're going to take both wingers off. We're going to put it in. As you can tell, a bit tired today. So yeah, overall, I'll take a point. Not the worst, not the best. Still hovering over the relegation zone. It's still looking us dead in the face, but we're not in the relegation zone, and it might come down to goal difference at the end of the season. People are talking about Tete not starting. I don't think Tete and Barnes were particularly good today. both of them. We need a lot more from them. I think Barnes was potentially slightly better, but not saying too much. In terms of the team, they kind of let. I mean, what does SofaScore say? Let's bring up SofaScore and let's see what they say. So it says sevens, and it's James Maddison 7.8. I didn't think he did that well, to be honest. Samore was good. Victor, let us down. You can see Victor's got a 9 point. Christensen's got 5.9. Was he weaker than Tete though? I don't know. Suyanchu was good. Fast was good. Suyanchu was decent. Stanya, yeah. Tillemans was good. Ian Asher with the sub, yeah. I think he was. Yeah, I'm confused because I want to say that I'm happy with the point, which I am. If we were mid-table, if we were safe, we've got to go for it. 5 games left. We need to go for every single point. And finally, Callum said, point away is never a bad result. Leeds are awful. And bearing in mind, this Leeds team, if we look back at their previous fixtures, if I could find them, it's not looking. I think they lost 1. Score the fixtures. Let's look at April. Yeah, it's not looking good for them. So that's what I mean. There was an opportunity to really capitalize on that. Because bearing in mind, Crystal Palace put 5 past them. We go here. So we look at the last results. Arsenal 4, sure. They won against Nottingham Forest. Leeds, Crystal Palace put 5. Liverpool put 6. And Fulham, they won as well. Game of fine margins. I'm not happy. I'm not frustrated. I don't exactly know how to feel. But let me know your thoughts. Let me down below. I'll try and get an Everton fan on for the next preview because I'll be really interested going into that game, what they make of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the links in the description. Follow us on social media, all that stuff. Can be on the 90 just here. And we'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.